awkward every time. Hello and welcome to episode 10 of my fiber podcast. My name is Audrey and this is a podcast mainly about weaving and knitting. I think my general vibe is that the length of my videos is completely erratic. Last week's episode was super long, and this week it's definitely going to be much shorter. I did do some work, but I mostly focused on finishing things because I have a ton of ideas of things that I want to start, and I want to be getting to as fast as possible. So yeah, I'm going to start right in with some weaving. I am working on that custom order that I am doing for the Queen of England, and so it's working quite nice. I have I did the bottom part this morning. The color changing that I showed you last time, I'm actually mixing yarns together so that the transitions between the different sections of color in the weaving are looking good, basically. And I'm going to insert a wobbly video where I just go through what I've done so you can see where it's at. The colors are a little bit blown out. They're darker than what they seem to be in that video, but I managed to make the video focus at some point. So yeah, I basically have an area of red and an area of green at the bottom. It will be kind of hard to explain the overall style that this weaving is going to have, so I guess I'll just you'll just see when I get to that. But yeah, basically I am making I have separated at some point a section of warp. You're going to see that I put some knots on a couple of threads. That is so that I have the limit of a zone where I am going to leave the warp empty, because I am going to put an inside fringe in that spot. So yeah, that's why the weave, the green at the bottom is finished. I have M stitched at the bottom and at the top of a band that's like 10-ish centimeters, so that the top is going to be an empty space. But it's going quite good. I really like the colors that I have. I think they all work really, really well together, and I'm able to see that because I'm actually creating new threads by mixing the two colors that are going to be next to each other. So far so good. I'm gonna keep working on it a little bit every day, trying to keep my shaping as random as possible. And now that I have the limit of where that inside fringe is going to be, I can just weave all around it and just focus on the colors, transitions basically. I believe this is all I had to say with that one. I am still spinning. I'm still spinning that forest green silk that I'm as well going to use for that big weaving. I think I'm going to stop soon and to ply it, because I think I have quite a big chunk of it already, and if I need more I can just go back to it. So yeah, this was the weaving / spinning section altogether, because I didn't do anything else for spinning, so that's done. And yes, I'm gonna talk about it here, even though it's not, well, it is weaving. It's weaving beads. It's beadwork. But I have done a thing it's a wall hanging, so, and this is it. I saw those, that I had quite a lot of those metallic circles that I use to hang my circular weaves on, but I have quite a bunch of them because they came in. They were really cheap, so I bought them and I didn't realize that it was a set of 8 every time. Anyway, so I've been missing doing beadwork. I also like making jewelry from time to time. It's not my main focus, but it's nice. And beadwork is something that I really enjoy. And it's all blurry, I'm very sorry. And I've been missing doing it. And I had this idea, like I woke up at 7 in the morning and I have an idea. I wanted to mix beadwork and yarn in those circle shapes. And this is what I've done. This is brick stitch. So basically you have two different types of bead weaving. Because the beads are just held together because you're passing a thread through them and attaching every bead to the previous one. You have brick stitch, that you basically work the rows like this, and then you have peyote. Is that how you're supposed to pronounce it? Peyote, that when you work the rows they will actually look like this. So the two are perfectly interchangeable. It's just a matter of preference really, and I do prefer making bead stitch, brick stitch. It's, I don't know, it feels less fussy to me. I like peyote, I've done some, and I will need to make some soon, because I have another idea for those things. So yeah, I wanted to keep it quite simple and minimalistic and keep it empty in the middle because yeah, I thought, and it looks good on a wall. I really like it. I'm liking this idea, and I am definitely going to experiment more with this. I just attached some massive ryan knots at the bottom. This is a Lambswool, and this is a cotton, lovely gold cotton that kind of matches the bronze, in here. And yeah, so what I'm going to do in the next few days, teenagers on cheap motorcycles, right? What I'm going to do in the next few days is that I have a bunch of other circles like this. I'm going to take one, and I'm actually going to make a shape, beadwork as well, like this, just a chevron triangle thing, like this V. And so the way I am going to do it is that I'm going to start by brick stitching, and I'm going to reach the point where I want to stop, like in the middle, and then I'm going to pick up the beads to the sides that are going to be in a peyote. Is that how you say it? I'm going to write it here because in case I'm saying something that doesn't make sense at all. Well, I'm going to pick up the beads in a peyote shape, that the beads are like this basically, and go up the other side. And then you have a technique to fill up the edges of peyote with just one bead, so that you have a straight line, like at the bottom and at the top of brick stitch. I'm not making much sense, am I? Anyway, beadwork and yarn. Beads and yarn. That's what I'm all about right now. I have a lot of those are Miyuki beads, the little Delica's beads that are like the most common used for beadwork. And yeah, I am not sure about the colors that I will use for the next one. Thinking blues, but I use too many blues. What other colors are there than blue? I'll probably make blue, let's be honest. But yeah, what do you think of that? I really like it, and I definitely want to experiment more with this mix and match beads and yarn thing. I'm not too sure how to incorporate bead work inside the weave properly. That could pretty much work very easily, I think. But yeah, as a start, I wanted to do something simple, not to overcharge things. But yeah, this is what I've done. My wall hanging beads / Raya knots thing. And yes, with that, I believe I'm done with the decor weaving, beads weaving, yarn weaving, all the weavings stuff that I've done. If you have seen my video where I show how I warp my rigid headloom, you would have known that I have started some pillow covers on my rigid headloom. I actually haven't started weaving on them. I think I will this week. I just want to make two pillow covers that I will back with the cotton and just fill up and have two cute little cushions. So yeah, this is on the plans. I also want to do a coral yellow dusty pink weaving in the next couple of days, and I am going to film that process so that you'll have like a time-lapse weaving video on the channel in the next week or so, I hope. Probably. I want to do so many things, and every time I say I'm going to do it next week, and no, because then I find something else that I want to do and it's not working. Yeah. I can jump into knitting, I believe. Yes, I was knitting a pair of socks, so it's a pair of socks. And I have finished them. There they are. So they are knit in Marianthi Yarns, which is an indie dyer based in Germany. And this is her Dragonfruit colorway. And it is absolutely lovely. And as you can see, and you probably know if you have watched my previous episodes, because I've had them going on for a few weeks, I actually have them pearl dyed out because I really like the little bumps of the pearl stitch on a small gauge, like the one you have for socks. And yeah, I think they look really cool. So I've done the magic loop on 2.25 millimeter. Not a big fan of the magic looping for socks, I must say. Like I said last time, I think it's because my needles are new and the cable is a little bit rigid, but it's definitely not as smooth as DPNs or 9-inch, which I really like. So 60 stitch, which is really good and fits me nicely. 1x1 rib. I did the pearl. I did a fish lip kiss heel, and I actually reversed so that the normal stockinette, knit side of the stockinette, would show for the heel. I explain on my Ravelry project page how I managed to flip over the side and not have a hole at the corners. And I also did the toe right side facing. So yeah, last time I had one, now I finished the second one, and I had a little problem. I soaked them, and which one is it? I soaked them, and I put them on the blockers, and a few minutes after, I was just looking at them, and I noticed that the second sock that I knit was starting to unravel, and it has a hole in the heel and in the toe. And I don't know why, because I didn't have any split stitches. It's not the yarn's fault, because the first one is perfectly fine, and so I don't know, did I put them on the blockers harshly, or I don't know what happened really. And so I was a little bit like, oh no, I really didn't want to reknit like a good thing when your sock breaks in the toe and the heel is that you can just pick up and knit again. I really didn't want to. Socks are finished. So I darned them. Darn it. The one on the heel is, yeah, you can see, but it's fine. And the hole on the toe was big, so yeah, this is where it's the hole on the toe. It's my water falling, in case you're wondering. The hole on the toe was big. I really don't know what happened. I don't think I kitchenered wrong, because it started unraveling like a few stitches away from the tip of the toe, so don't know what that was about. Wasn't really happy, but it's fixed and it seems sturdy, and I'm lucky because it's quite close to the side, so it's not going to be too much of a bother when I'm going to wear them, and hopefully it won't break again. I don't know what happened. Well, but they're done, and the yarn is beautiful, and I'm really happy that I have my pearl side socks. And if it breaks again, well, I'll reknit the toe and the heel at some point. I'll stop being lazy. Yeah, so this is my only finished object knitting wise, but I have been working on a couple of other things. I am knitting the Together Shawl by Andrea Mowry. You know, the faded girl, or she has a lot of beautiful shawls I really like. I think her and Melanie Berg shawls are the two designers that I like the most for shawls, and I think I'm going to make a lot of shawls by those two people. So this is what it's looking like. Last time I think I started the lace, so I finished the first lace section. What side am I showing you? Okay, this is the right side, so it's going to stretch, and I am on the next garter section, so it's basically going to be very potato chippy, plain knitting now, alternating lace, which is really simple lace, and lace garter. And yeah, I don't know how many stitches I am right now. I think I have done half of this garter section, so it's gonna go into this and then another lace repeat. The hand-painted yarn is Stroll, a KnitPicks Stroll Handpainted, and it's the Northern Lights, colorway. All these blues. And this is Glacier. It's a smoothie sock yarn by Artists Palette, which is a UK-based indie dyer, and the two really work lovely together. They're contrasty enough, which is what I was worried about, because Andrea Mowry's version, she has a beautiful speckled cream green and rust orange yarn, and her contrast is a dark teal blue green, and it works really well together. So I was worried that sticking with blues it wouldn't be as striking, but it's good. I really like how it's looking. And yeah, you can never be unhappy with blue. anyway, it's not much a difficulty. So yeah, I like the simple lace, even though at some point I'm gonna have to tackle more difficult lace, because yeah, I think lace knitting is definitely something that I enjoy and that I enjoy and that I really want to get into. So I am looking for more complex lace. But every time I find a pattern on Ravelry that has like a really intricate lace design, I look at it and I'm a little bit okay. And it looks too much, even though this looked too much a few months ago to me. So I should just get on with it and try. Yeah, I basically have two things now: lace knitting and sweaters. I have two lace sweater patterns that I really want to do, which are the April sweater by Isabell Kraemer, I think that's her, I'm not sure. I'll correct it down below if I'm wrong. And the other one is the Wolf River pattern on Ravelry. Oh, I forgot the name of the designer, I'm terrible. But it's this beautiful, it's been knitted up a lot, it's beautiful, it's a beautiful chevron lace motif, and I have the yarn for it. So yeah, lace knitting, sweater knitting, I'm just going to combine the two, I think, pretty soon. So yeah, the Garter shawl, and I am also knitting on, well, I started it last week and I have showed you. This is the Featherweight cardigan by Mina Philipp. And I have finished the increases and I'm now ready to separate the sleeves and the body. This is going to be my next row, basically. So yeah, I'm knitting the second size, and I am knitting it out of a lace weight, a really thin lace weight. I know a lot of people are doing it with the fingering weight, but I'm doing it with lace weight. And this is Peony by Knit Cosmic Strings. Like I gushed about it enough last time. Yeah. I am so happy because it is going to fit. I was worried for nothing. If you remember last time, I was kind of struggling with the measurements and stuff. I have gauge. It's 24 stitches per 10 centimeters. I have gauge, even though my lace is thinner and I usually never have gauge. But fine, fair enough. I'm not going to complain. And now that I have finished all the increases for the sleeves, so if you see, this is the sleeve length now. This is about around 30 centimeters, which is perfect for my arm. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy that it's going to fit. And yeah, I shall be separating soon and knitting. I'm going to knit a bit of the body, and then I'm going to pick up the sleeves and knit a little bit on them, because I'm not sure if I have enough length. I should have enough, but if I don't, I'd rather have a consistent body and then have shorter sleeves. I don't want long sleeves anyway. I want like maximum elbow, but yeah, I don't want it to be too cropped. I like it cropped, but I don't want it to be like here cropped. I want like here. I want it to be like at least at my waist. But I think I'm going to do good, because I still have quite a big left, and I have another cake about the same size. And the skein itself was the correct meterage. It was 1,200 meterage. So yeah, 100 grams. So super lacy. It's not looking as fragile as I feared it was. It is see-through, but this is what I was looking for a summery cardigan. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I like the pattern so far, even though going back purling isn't super pleasant. But now that I am done with the increases, I'm going to be able to go Portuguese knitting, like I told you I learned last time. And the purling in Portuguese knitting is super fast and much more pleasant. So hopefully it's gonna work fine. This is just the perks of making a cardigan, I guess, unless you stick it. But I'm not going to stick a lace cardigan. Yeah. So I am done actually with my works in progress. However, I have a few things to talk about. I have some knitting plans that I want to share. Quickly, I showed you last time this, which is the same colorway as my cardigan, but in a DK weight. And this is Peony by Knit Cosmic Strings, and this is a DK alpaca silk and cashmere, so it's super soft. And I told you last time I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do with it, and I couldn't really find a shawl that would have worked, and I actually didn't want to mix it with another type of wool to make a reasonably sized shawl, because this is so soft, this is such a high quality feeling that, yeah, I thought it would have been a shame to mix and match it with a merino wool, even if merino is fine, but it's not as soft and plushy as this. So what I decided is that I'm going to make mittens out of it. I have much more than enough yardage for it, and yeah, I'll have some left. We'll see what that will be for in the future, but I'm going to make mittens, and I'm going to make the Tincan Knits, the mittens, their simple mittens pattern that is free on Ravelry. I just want the yarn basically, and I think those simple mittens are going to be perfect for it. I have a thing for mittens, and well, right now it's going to be summer, so it's a bit ridiculous, but I have a lot of colorwork mittens in my Ravelry queue that I want to tackle on, including the pattern by Ellie from Tincan Knits. She made the pattern an inspired Selbu mittens from Norway pattern, and so yeah, I think I'll start with hers because she kind of breaks down the construction of a Norwegian mitten. You know, it's the ones that are pointy. So yeah, I want to do hers so that I have kind of the basics, and then do all the others more complicated colorwork mittens that I want to do. So yeah, mittens in May. What else? I showed you last time. This is a colorway from Knit Cosmic Strings Sock Club. Oh god, Sock Club. This is Nest. I think it's my favorite skin of the Sock Club that just finished. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm going to make Hermione's socks out of it. I've always wanted to make the Hermione socks, like I think everybody has knitted them, but yeah, so I've done vanilla socks, I've done weird pearl socks, I've done lace socks, and I still have to try other type of pattern stitch. So this is going to be Hermione socks, and this is Stranded Dyeworks, so it's Amy from the Stranded Podcast yarn in the colorway Reef Dive. This is her Oasis, yes, Oasis sock yarn, which is normal 75-25 superwash merino nylon, and which is low. And I'm going to make the Driftwood socks by Mina Philipp, which is the knitting expert. Much podcaster this episode, much wow. The knitting expert, oh god. Mina Philipp. Driftwood socks, Stranded Dyeworks. That's the plan. That's what it's going to be. So yeah, I basically have really 3 beautiful skeins that are that have a project with them, which is nice. And I am definitely going to start the flax sweater that I want to make for my boyfriend. The green sweater is not going to like, so I'll have to keep it for me. Yeah, I'm going to start that because it's a worsted weight, so it's gonna zoom by. And I have worked on my crocheted blanket. Let me show you actually just a little bit how it's looking now. It's looking crazy, that's what it's looking like. So, okay, this is the thing. So, let me look for a more interesting area. Yeah, this is what it's looking like. It's making those little ripples. This is a free pattern that you can find. I'll just give you the link. I don't remember who it is from. It will be written. It's the Granny Ripple blanket, and it's the one that makes this like pointy things. So yeah, this is what it's looking like so far. Really scrappy, really airy. It has holes in it, I know, but it's going to be so big that it's still going to be warm. Anyway, here's a little bit of alpaca, and yeah, my cake is emptying itself. Look at that! Who would have thought? I basically crocheted it while we were watching a movie. We watched Nocturnal Animals by Tom Ford with Amy Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal, which I really liked. It was everything that I didn't expect it to be, but I really liked the mood of it. It was disturbing, but it was really well done, and I liked how the stories went together. Anyway, so yeah, I was watching that movie and I crocheted it, and I noticed that my cake was emptying. So yeah, I guess another couple of movies and I'll have to make another crazy cake of yarn. But yeah, it's enjoyable, it's going fast, it's going to be big. I mean, like 1, 2, and a little itsy bitsy. So yeah. So if you haven't seen me talk about it, like in 2 or 3 episodes ago, I basically don't care about this thing. I'm not trying to make it look pretty. I'm using yarns that are a different weight as well, so hence the scrappy whole look that it has. I basically have a lot of cheap acrylic yarn that I got from when I started knitting and everything, and now I don't know what to do with them because I've became a posh yarn snob that just cares about alpaca. So yeah, this is the project that it's kind of allowing me to use all this yarn for. All this yarn, no need for the 4 there. And yeah, this is the progress on that, and this is all I've been doing. However, I have something to talk about, and it's cross stitch. I do some embroidery from time to time. I'm not very good. I would like to be, but needle thing gets tangled. I don't know. I'm not in an embroidery mood right now, I guess. However, I've seen a lot of pretty patterns of cross stitch on Etsy, and I might have ordered things to be able to make 3 cross stitch patterns. Cross stitch is the thing that I was looking at last year and thinking, okay, this is really granny. I would never do that. And I'm sorry, all of you cross-stitcher here, but all those alphabets, kitchen thing, and all the puppies and cute kittens, I mean, you just look like Dolores Umbridge. How is it in English? Is it Umbridge as well? Umbridge? I don't know. You know the annoying kitten lady from Harry Potter that only wears pink? That's what traditional cross-stitch patterns make me think of. Really don't like them. I mean, I understand the interest of making them because, you know, it must be a really relaxing process, cross-stitch. In a way, much more relaxing to me than embroidery, because embroidery you have to keep switching, well, the way I do it, which is kind of a freestyle thing, have to keep switching stitches and making different stitches one after another. And cross stitches, you know, you just always making the same stitch, and sure, you keep changing colors, but I would just thread a couple of needles and keep switching the colors without thinking too much about what I'm doing. Just simply applying the pattern, and it's something that seems really relaxing and soothing to me. Even though the patterns that I have shows, like there's one which is an Adventure Time inspired pattern. I will insert pictures of them. So there is one which is an Adventure Time inspired pattern. My boyfriend is an Adventure Time fan. I don't mind it. I've tried to watch. I just didn't get caught on by it. Maybe I wasn't in the right mood. I don't know. So it's Mio, the character that I'm going to cross stitch for my boyfriend. And so this is going to be like the perfect mindless thing, because it's just blocks of different colors, so it's going to be perfect. The other one is a kit that I got from The World in Stitches, I believe, on Etsy. And it's a beautiful, I believe it's inspired from Polish folk art. And it's those beautiful foxes and really colorful thing. So yeah, as this is a little bit more complex, so I will have to keep looking at the pattern constantly. And the third one that I want to do is the Hokusai wave, you know, the Japanese painting style thing with the red moon or sun. I'd like to think it's a moon. So it's a Japanese inspired image. And apart from the red moon, like all the gradients of the wave, I'm gonna have to be focused not to mess that up. But I still have the idea that it's going to be relaxing. So I don't know how I digressed until then. So yeah, these are the patterns that I like. And I was really happy to find that there are so many more modern looking cross-stitch patterns on Etsy. It's really good, and there are a lot of different things. My opinion on cross-stitch just flipped like complete differently now, and now I have plans for 3. So yeah, I apologize if you're a fan of puppies and alphabet and kitchen looking cross-stitch, but yeah, this is not what what I would like to do with it. So yeah, I think in the next week you will surely see one of those cross-stitch patterns started. I have a few embroidery hoops. It's just the Japanese wave. I think I would like to frame it differently. I'm already thinking about framing. I haven't even started the damn thing. But I rarely not finish something, so I'm sure I will get it done, and hopefully I will discover another hobby, as if it wasn't enough already. But yeah, cross stitch, I'm going to do cross stitch. I believe I am done with my rambling. Like I said, it was a little bit less of a packed episode. I still talked a lot, but I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you next week with some progress on weavings, I hope, and maybe a few new knitting projects. In the meantime, have a lovely day and night, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!